It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the 7th day of July 2022. Coming to you from Central Virginia, Forest, Bedford County on a midsummer day. Unfortunately, after the show yesterday, I wanted to go get in the pool, and of course, the storm started. So we had thunderstorms and rain all afternoon, and then a big storm last night. Never did make it out to the pool. So I haven't been able to try my newfound freedom from the tether of the oxygen, which I discovered on Freedom of the Seas with my buddies with JJ Cruise. So we'll try to do that this afternoon, if all is well. So, the lead story today, there's not a great deal in the news world for a change, but the lead story is the first rendering of the Carnival Luminosa was released. Today, folks, is National Strawberry Sundae Day. Now, I happen to be more of a fan of chocolate sundaes, but that's just me. But since it is the Strawberry Sundae Day, I might just have to go out and see if I can't find a strawberry sundae at a local ice cream purveyor. Cruise ships sailing today from North American ports. Up in Bayonne, New Jersey, we've got Adventure of the Sea sailing. Jacksonville has the Carnival Elation. Port Canaveral, the MSC Divina. West Palm Beach, Margaritaville at Sea Paradise. New Orleans has the Carnival Valor. Tampa has the Carnival Paradise. Miami has the Carnival Sunrise. Up in Seattle, the Carnival Spirit sails. New Amsterdam and Zuiderdam land packages kick off. In Vancouver, the Silver Muse sails and the Roald Amundsen sails. In Anchorage, the Silver Shadow sails. The New Amsterdam and the Grand Princess land packages get started. And the same two New Amsterdam and Grand Princess land packages kick off in Fairbanks today as well. In addition to the first rendering of the Carnival Luminosa, which we're going to show you here in a minute, I've got some personal news to throw out this morning, some New York Times podcast news, which was shocking to me, but we're going to talk about that for a second. Hurricane Bonnie. Norwegian's Miami terminal features some new artwork. MSC orders 2 more Explora ships. And of course, yesterday, Cindy and Hot Air Tom both, as it happened, brought the information to this channel on NCL dropping pre-cruise testing on select cruises. I did a standalone piece right after the show yesterday on that. So you can, if you missed out on that, which I'm sure you haven't, you can check out the video on that. Of course, by now it's everywhere. But anyway, if you're listening via the podcast, welcome aboard. You can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from. All the main guys: Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, Pandora, Stitcher, Spotify, any of them. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News. And up pops the fat travel guy. And as always, if you want to flip over to the video feed, there's a link in the description of the podcast. So you can do that if you ever want to check out some of the pictures that I use or clips that I might use during the show. All right, on a personal basis, you guys have followed my health issues for a while now, unfortunately. And know that I went through a bit of a jolt here about a month ago now on the issue of the cancer being back, and going through all the hoops and getting this $11,000 per month medication finally approved and in hand. And then I had the cruise, which the doctor said, wait until you get back. So I talked to them yesterday, and they want me to start today, which I did. So I've had my first dosage. So far, no side effects. I don't have, a horn growing out of my forehead or hair growing in my tongue or anything like that. Nothing's fallen off. I'm not bald again. But we'll see. There might be some side effects. There might not. We just don't know. I don't go back to the oncologist until the 13th, and they start all kinds of testing stuff because they got to follow the liver function, and there's all sorts of things that they have to test about on this medication. So that is underway. I take 4 pills, great big horse pills. It was choking to get them down, but 4 huge pills I take without food. So they said, go on and have your coffee in the morning, since I'm an early bird. I had my coffee, and then I waited about an hour, took the pills, and then I can't eat for 2 hours. And then once I get around to eating, I take 1 prednisone. I take 2 of those today, 1 with 2 meals. So whatever I have food-wise here after the show will be 1, and then dinner tonight will be the second one. And that's the way it's going to be for a while. I am stuck staying basically close to home for now till we see about side effects. We see if this is going to be effective or not effective or whatever. So I'm not going to be able to go cruising for a while, but still my next cruise is not till August 21st, which Hot Air Time knows that I have a question mark on that. We're hoping that I'll be able to go by then, but we don't know. So we'll just have to wait and see. Now, on with the good news. I was contacted yesterday by my buddy Crystal from New York Times. Remember the gal that came down here and interviewed me? We interviewed numerous times, and then she went on the first time I was on Freedom of the Seas, as a matter of fact. Freedom of the Seas with me, and did a lot of the podcast stuff on board. Well, they finally, the New York Times failed to get the podcast started as was scheduled. They had technical issues. They had all kinds of problems. And finally, they decided, because the piece had some importance to them, that to go in and publish it as a standalone piece. So they published the article about me, article and audio track about me, back, what's that been, 2 months ago now. They finally got the podcast started last month, and it is now going. And they've decided, despite some pretty heavy subject matters that have been on the podcast, that they want to use my piece again. So they're going to revamp the intro and the outro with the host of the podcast, which is called First Person, published by the New York Times. And currently I'm penciled in to be the episode for July the 14th. So I'm going to be in the New York Times again. So we'll see how that goes with the actual podcast this time. So you podcast listeners out there, you're going to get a double whammy that day. So, and don't forget this afternoon, folks, Cruise Amigos live at 2 o'clock my time. That'll be 1 o'clock John's time, Central Standard Time, and 7 o'clock British Summer Time for Martin. and hopefully we'll have the three of us. You never know. Never know. But we will have the Cruise Amigos today. I did not forget it this week. And it's my apologies for forgetting last week when I was out on the cruise and didn't think about it on Thursday whatsoever. Never crossed my mind. So anyway, Cruise Amigos today. We're going to talk about all sorts of things. All right. On to at least the first part of the news today, and that's Hurricane Bonnie. Hurricane Bonnie is still out there in the Pacific, and it's still a hurricane. I wouldn't have been surprised if it had dropped down today, but it hasn't thus far. As of the last report I had, it's about 435 miles south-southwest of the southern tip of Baja California. Maximum sustained wind, 90. It's moving west-northwest at 14 miles an hour. Pressure is still 980. It's only come up a little bit, which obviously has weakened it some. But anyway, the pressure is moving up now. West to west-northwestward motion at a faster forward speed is expected over the next couple days. Weakening is forecast, and Bonnie is expected to weaken below hurricane strength by tomorrow and become a post-tropical cyclone in the next couple of days. We do need, however, to watch the second system, which is marked by the yellow X that's down off the coast of Central America. It's a tropical wave several hundred miles south of the southern coast of Mexico. Continues to produce a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Environmental conditions are expected to be conducive for gradual development, and they're talking about 70% chance of development over the next 5 days. System is going to strengthen. It's in warm water. Everything is right for it to become another hurricane out there in the Pacific. And it's basically following along the same track as Bonnie. Remember, Bonnie has not encountered land since it crossed over the thin part of Central America, well before it was even a tropical storm. So, I mean, it's been just out there in the Pacific. It's been causing some, surf, high surf, undertow, rough surf. But it's not going to hit land. The second system, which now it's following basically the same path, so hopefully it won't either, but it's still going to cause some inland surf, some high surf and rough waves and that kind of thing. But next 5 days, 70% chance, that's pretty high numbers. So another system to keep watching even when Bonnie weakens and dissipates. All right. I'll be back with the remainder of today's news after a word from one of our network sponsors. And today's top story comes from our friends at Carnival. The Costa Luminosa will transfer from Costa Cruises this fall to the Carnival Cruise Line fleet. They have started the build-up to the new addition to the fleet by releasing a first-look rendering of what Carnival Luminosa will look like when sailing for Carnival. That's what I'm showing you right now. A couple of notable changes. No whale tail funnel that you see on most Carnival ships. The existing funnel will be painted in the distinctive red, white, and blue colors. The new hull paint job found on many Carnival ships, they call that the livery, I don't know why, will not be used. The Carnival logo will be added to the rear quarter panel, I call it, the aft part of the ship. And it's going to have a big red racing stripe all the way down the side, giving it a rather sleek look. The Carnival Luminosa will operate seasonally from October to April out of Brisbane, Australia, repositioning to offer cruises out of Seattle, sailing to Alaska from May through September of 2023, before heading back to Brisbane for the winter season. That's soon to be Carnival Luminosa. Currently, the Costa Luminosa still has about, 20 more cruises as the Costa Luminosa before it switches over. That's the wrong story. MSC Group and shipbuilder Fincantieri have signed a contract for 2 additional ships to join Explora Journeys fleet. The MSC Group's luxury cruise division will then comprise 6 vessels. The 4 previously announced are now 2 cruise ships powered by a new generation of liquefied natural gas engines and a 6-megawatt hydrogen fuel cell. Explora 5 and Explora 6 LNG-powered engines will be able to tackle the issue of methane slip. Methane is a byproduct of burning natural gas. Regular LNG engines have an efficiency of 98% with some methane escaping, called methane slip. MSC's new ships will eliminate this issue. While the ships are in port, the vessels will be powered by the 6-megawatt hydrogen fuel cell, ensuring both ships have 0 emissions while in port. That is pretty cool, I think. All right. I am missing. I'm missing a picture, folks. I have to go find what I did with it because it has to do with the next story. Let's see if I still have it loaded. I do not. So I'm going to have to do this on the fly because we're going to talk about Norwegian's new artwork on the terminal in Miami. So sorry about the dead air, folks. I'm trying to do 6 things at once here and still keep the show going. All right, so what I'm trying to do here is load up the new terminal. There it is. The new NCL terminal in Miami. Okay, there we go, finally. All right. There's new artwork in the Norwegian Cruise Line's Port Miami terminal, created by Brazilian artist Ernesto Kundi. The multi-level mural display is due to the cruise line's Call to Artists contest in collaboration with the Nader Museum. Born in Piraeus do Sul, Brazil in 1973, artist Kunde strives to transform mangroves, wildbirds, and crack deco architecture into a physically viable format using a simplistic process. He's overjoyed to be the first prize winner and honored to have created a mural of natural beauty that is near and dear to his life. Kunde's mural displayed Miami's coveted mangrove and is now visible to all in MCL's modern Miami cruise terminal. All established and emerging South Florida artists are able to submit original artwork to be considered for the mural. Notably, Call to Artists contest winners receive a 10-day artist residency program, the Artist Loft on Oceana Cruises, and are awarded $100,000. Details on the 2nd annual Call to Artists will be announced later this year. Norwegian opened its state-of-the-art cruise terminal in Miami in 2021, accommodating ships of up to 5,000 passengers. And of course, while we're talking about NCL, I will, just in case you were in a fog, I will mention that yesterday NCL announced it would drop pre-cruise testing requirements for all of its brands beginning August the 1st. Of course, Norwegian Overseas, Norwegian Cruises, Oceanic Cruises, Region 7 Seas Cruises. It does not entail all of the cruises, however, all of the sailings. If you are from, if you sail from the United States, Canada, Greece, and Bermuda, you still got to do the pre-cruise testing. All other cruises, after August the 1st, they're doing away with the testing. So, that was the main story yesterday. A follow-up to our friend Janine. Guess where Janine is? That's pretty obvious where she is. But what she tried to do, she got down in the boat and tried to drive the damn thing up the fall, and it just doesn't go upwards. So we're going to have to fuss at Janine for trying to go up the falls instead of down the falls. Anyway, she's at Niagara Falls. She's on American Steamboat Tour, I believe it is. Anyway, we'll have to have her back on to talk about what she's doing on this side of the pond again. I wonder if she's got Wi-Fi signal. We could bring her on and do us Wi-Fi on it from the ship. That would be cool. All right, let's jump over and see if anybody's fussing at me today. Mike's with us. Hi, Mike. Hope you're feeling good. Yeah, so far, I have not felt anything through all of this. I mean, since I got off of chemo, the first time. Lizzie's with us. Hi, Lizzie. Otter Tom is here. Hello, everybody. Coming from Bahama, where we just completed immigration and are doing tendering to the port. I will be departing at 11:30 for my tender. Very nice. Cindy's with us. Hello, gang. Carol's with us. Hi, Carol. Melissa's here. Hi, Melissa. I was just looking. I had not seen this on our friend Patty's Facebook page of you clowns singing. One night, I had gone to bed. I missed out on this totally. There may have been an adult beverage or two involved, but you guys were doing some singing with Guga and Ben from our buddy from Canada. Oh man, that was funny. Anyway, next time I'm with you guys, I'm not going to bed because I miss too much by going to bed. Trying to behave. Nah, that's dead. Next cruise with you clowns, I'm going to stay up to the end of the day. Nikki's with us. Hi, Nikki. Amy's here. Hi, Amy. Pray for no side effects, and I know you kicked this. Thanks, Liz. Yeah, I realize, I'm just a couple hours in now, but yeah, as long as I keep feeling like this, I'll be happy. Our Bonnie is strong too, yes, indeed. Looking forward to hearing from the cruise amigos. Amigo John explained what had been happening since the change to Thursday. Yeah, and it's a lot's been going on. A lot's been my fault because of everything happening with me. But I'll be there today. We'll talk about that a little bit more. John has got a lot of business things that he's in the middle of, but looks like he's got the afternoon cleared off. Haven't heard from Martin yet, but we'll get things back to rolling here, Mike. So we'll be on it this afternoon at 2 o'clock my time. And Hot Air Tom gets the worm again. He's the early bird. Yes, indeed he is. I hope the meds go well. Also, I upgraded our 821 cruise cabin to a forward owner suite, and that has a hot tub on the balcony. Sweet. I did not get a chance to look at the forward suites, but I got a chance to look a little at the rear suites. Man, there's some nice things on that ship, considering it's a smaller, older ship. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it, Hot Air Time. I hope nothing, goes awry. The clock's back an hour last night. I was up an hour early. Oh, you got to deal with time changes from Bermuda. The new NCL terminal is beautiful in Miami. I was there in April. They said there will be a much larger MSC terminal coming also. Yeah, that's under construction now. Kenneth's with us. Hi, Kenneth. Good to see you again. Maybe if Janine danced with a few salmon, she could get the boat to jump up the falls. That's what we need to do. Get Janine to dance with the salmon. That would be cool, just like Hot Air was dancing with the dolphin. And Mike says John is in the pot big time. I see, I've been telling you people all along that he's the pot farmer. Nobody wanted to believe me. Nobody. And now it's legal in Minnesota, and he's really the pot farmer. Okay, I don't know. We'll get him to explain it again, because I'm just going to keep calling him the pot farmer. It's pot without the TLC, whatever, one of the letter things. Anyway, yeah, we'll get John to talk about pot farming. Lizzie says, I want to go on the Explora ships or one of the, yeah, me too. That's on the bucket list already. They look awesome. And I'd like to do now the newer one, because I've never been on one with the fuel cell like that. So, yeah, that'll be an interesting experience. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. As always, I sure appreciate each and every one of you being with me. As always, I appreciate your thoughts and prayers and kindness in the time of medical unknown situation that I'm in for a while. But anyway, we'll get through it. We got through it before. I came back better than ever. I'll do it again. So it's going to wrap it up for today, guys. Don't forget, Cruise Amigos this afternoon. For now, this is the old fat travel guy. Stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising. One day soon, we'll all meet on the high seas. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie Cruises.